Welcome back into our pregame coverage. We're leading up to Bryant and Marion. It's the first home game of the season, and now we're joined by head coach Buck James. Coach, let's start first with a 42-3 Salt Bowl victory over Benton. What an atmosphere and what a game for your team. What were your initial thoughts or your final thoughts on that game as we move into this week?
Well, we definitely didn't play as well as well. We played better than we practiced, and I was sort of hesitant going into the game because I didn't think we had good practices during the weeks coming up to it. But we put it all together between the Pulaski Academy scrimmage and the Benton scrimmage, and I think we learned a lot from the Pulaski Academy scrimmage. We learned about our effort and our mentality, and our guys went out and played great. We played as good as I thought we could possibly play in the first game of the year in a big arena like that, and then with the crowd and everything involved, I think our guys did a great job. 26,000
plus there. Let's talk about Chris Ganaway. I want to specifically ask about that 90-yard tunnel screen touchdown. I know he was had the play of the week on TV in Little Rock, but that was a different play they showed. He was just fantastic. What was going through your mind when you saw that play develop that went for a 90-yard score?
Well, there was one guy that can make the play, and we had offensive linemen out there that sort of got in the way, and then Chris sort of made a move, and the guy dove at him, and the rest is history. Chris is fast. He's not a big, strong kid. He's strong, but he's not a big kid, and he ran the ball well. I thought he ran through tackles well. He showed a burst. We knew he had that, and that's what we need out of him each and every week is a guy when he gets a chance to make a big play, to make the big play, and he's a home run threat because of his speed, and I thought our offensive line did a good job of giving him a crease, and a lot of times when you got great backs, that's all you need is a crease.
Yeah, we had talked about the offensive line last week. We went ahead and made them our player of the game, the entire offensive line, for what they did. Coach, there were a few pre-snap penalties along the way. That's something you had mentioned you might see. Sometimes that's also just a ref making sure they're very technical in their first game. Was that any focus this week, or did you kind of let that go and just focus on Marion?
Well, we focused on the things we made mistakes on for sure. One of them was we lined up our tight end in the backfield, and that's a rule I don't like. Is we're in a 3-by-1 formation with the tight end with his hand on the ground. He's obviously not trying to disguise anything by any means. He's got on the eligible number, and he has his hand on the ground. They call him lined up too far back in the backfield, and I think that's just one of those things. You probably get that called about 5 or 10% of the time, but it costs us a touchdown. We've got to learn from that. The other things are just being a little bit too excited and first game jitters. I hope we eliminate some of that stuff as the season goes along.
When we talk about defense, Brandon Jones had a heck of a game, I thought. What did you see out of your defensive line and some of those guys?
Well, I thought Brandon played a great game. He's our only returning starter, and we expected big things out of him. We played him inside at tackle, and we played him at defensive end. He did a great job. I thought our defensive line dominated the game. We had 2 big fourth down stops, and we couldn't ask more of really a group that we lost 10 starters on to come out and play like they did. I thought they did a heck of a job.
Well, and a sophomore, Tyler Biskey, steps in last minute, plays a lot of minutes, and does a really good job in that game.
Tyler's been showing up in practice. He looked good in some team camps. He looked good in the PA scrimmage, and it was a last-minute decision. We don't really want to start a lot of sophomores, but he came in and did a heck of a job. He's long. We have some young defensive linemen, and all those guys got to play, and I think they all did a good job.
Marion this week, what can you tell us about the Patriots?
Well, they're very athletic. The only way we can beat them is play football. We're not going to beat them in a track meet or basketball game or anything that looks athletic. We've got to go out and play really well, really disciplined. We've got to make them play assignment football, be where they're supposed to be and do what they're supposed to do. If we get out there in a track meet, then we're going to be in trouble. And they're a very, very athletic, long football team, and we've got our work cut out for us this year.
And lastly, Coach, we've now kind of had a bit of a tradition here of welcoming in the 2020 team to recognize them for their state championship. You've been able to do that the last couple of years, I guess. So what's that going to mean during this game as well?
Well, it seemed like that Saturday night at War Memorial Stadium. We had a lot of those guys on the sideline. They were all there. They're a good group of kids. They're a close-knit group of kids, and that's what you want. You want your kids to come back, especially, before they start, in real work, real jobs and having a family and everything. But we love to have them on the sideline. We love to see them, and they're part of our family forever. And those are guys that we enjoy seeing at ball games, being able to shake their hand and tell them how much we appreciate them.
Coach James, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
I appreciate it.